All right, my name is Devin, and I'm here to talk about Damn, either the original or the collector's edition. It's going to be about Kendrick Lamar. Strap in, get ready. So, before we dive into the album, let me give you a little background on Kendrick Lamar. The man grew up in Compton, California, in LA, South LA to be precise, born in the late 1980s or in the rough 1990s. I forget his date, but Kendrick was a man who was, or a child, to be fair, who was a good kid, despite growing in Compton in the hood areas of Compton. He kept roughly out of trouble. And what made him want to become a music influencer was when he heard the song California Love, made by both Tupac and Dr. Dre. And Kendrick felt very inspired. He loved to see two black artists making songs, especially about the home state, California, which brought him to start making his own music in the early 2000s. Now, with that out of the way, let's jump into Damn, which is Kendrick's album I'm going to be talking about. Now, Damn kind of jumps around between relationships, self reflection, self improvement, and a lot of other elements that run into it, but mostly about your self value, your love, respect, loyalty, and just who you are as a person. And of course, I have a few examples of each song that Damn has that represent a certain mood, personality, or embodiment of society. Next, this is a screenshot of the lyrics from Humble of verse 1 and 2 thrown in together. And it's basically highlighting both Kendrick's personal life, his own adventures when he was younger to his current age, as well as his relationship life and society's life of being a big time player, being a big mafia member or a gangster to show off something, a personality, a persona that you're not really of. How society will, in a woman's case, present yourself to be a certain figure or body just to attract the opposite sex. And in the same chorus for men, if you have more money, people are going to acknowledge you better versus you being all yourself. You're the realest person out there. You make your real money. You're hanging with the real people in your life, falling in love with the real, all natural women. So you don't have to fake stuff. You don't have to pretend. You don't have to buy. You don't have to rent. You don't have to do any of that just to make you seem good versus putting your heart and soul out, speaking what you feel like, how you feel, what you want to speak about. And this does play a very heavy role with Kendrick when he is basically talking and singing and rapping about his home, Compton, because he wants to put out basically the view that Compton is not all bad. It's not this ghetto part of LA. There is some good to it. There is some good. There's a bright side. It's not just all hood. It's not all black and white. There's a gray area, but this gray area is what highlights the good. Where the good is, where the community, the black community stands, where it wants to grow, and how it wants to flourish into the next generation of getting out of gun violence, murders, racism, and more about helping the next generation of kids and adults grow and build this community, make it better than it once was. The city also gave Kendrick a very grateful, gracious reward of I believe helping the community, donating, community service hours, who knows what. But apparently it was so good they gave Kendrick the Key to the City award. And the man was very humble. But what I personally take away from Kendrick is that he's telling me, he shows me, and I listen to his songs. You don't want to be controlled by the higher ups. You don't want to be signed under a contract that ties you, that takes away your money, that basically controls you like a string puppet. He showed me and told me that I have a choice, two paths, fate or destiny. And in anime fashion, I chose two people. All Might chose destiny, something I was born to do, something I was meant to do. I will do it and I will love it. And we got Baki, a man, a beast who's been forced or chosen to go against fate. He has to fight someone, he has to fight his way to the top. But it's not destiny, it's fate. He knew this was going to happen. He knew what was going to happen, but he doesn't know where it's going to lead him. But he just knows it's fate. This is his fate. With this challenge he's going to overcome, he has to choose which way to go, and he's going to have to find a way to win. Because if he lose, there's no coming back versus All Might. This is destiny. This is something I was meant to do. And that's Kendrick. He is All Might in my eyes. A destiny of showing he wants to build and show the world everything what he has to know, what he's made of, what he wants to show, build, and connect to everyone, not just the Compton, not just the California, but everywhere. He wants the LGBT, he wants the Black community to grow, be stronger, be tighter. He's one of many that want that dream. And he knows it might be a small wish, but he's going to try his hardest to at least get that message out. Bring from what he learned whenever he goes to Africa. What he learns from there, he wants to bring it back here so that we don't forget who we were, who we are now, and what our ancestors were back then.